Why are we the way we are? I'm seeing reports left and right talking about the Knicks were reluctant. They were reluctant. Oh, so reluctant. The Knicks were too reluctant to trade away young drafty Kevin Knox. But yet the Knicks aren't reluctant enough to develop the... I hate so much that this team is. That sentence doesn't even make sense, but it's how I feel. And now we're hearing news that Carmelo Anthony might be targeted in the offseason. I don't know whether to feel negatively or positively about it, but this video, we need to talk about a few things when it comes to Knicks organization and development. Roll the intro. What's going on, CK Cruise Boy? CK2K here. Welcome back to another video. Shout out to all you guys that show love in my LaMelo Ball video. Some of you guys took it as very biased, and for those people that had that comment, obviously I know you didn't actually watch the video. Yes, I did shower him with praise, but I did go into depth on the negatives in his game as well. I am a fan of the kid, but I do believe he is one of the few players in this year's draft that actually has not just talent but star potential long term, and that's the kind of guy I think we should be looking for. And hey, with the way we're playing right now, we looking like we might get a top 3 pick anyway, so let's just pray that LaMelo Ball is that guy. But also, guys, if you guys haven't already been seeing my stories, you guys haven't heard or saw anywhere, myself and the Fumble crew, if you guys didn't know, I work over at the Fumbles YouTube page. Go search it after this video, you'll find me. I'm on there. I'm one of the hosts on that channel. We have a new live show that goes up every day at 11 p.m. PST, and it's dope. It's been a lot of fun. We react with you guys. It's an interactive live show, a lot like Coast to Coast, but it's myself and 3 other panelists, Britt Johnson, Jackie Ray, and Devin Howard. It's dope. Come through, show some love. And for the CK crew that have already been going through and showing love and shouting out the CK crew, hashtagging let's get it, talking about CK's this y'all, I see you guys. I don't get to respond to all you. I know my boy Mighty Knicks was there. I can go down the list. There's a lot of names I remember seeing in the chat, so I appreciate you guys for going through there, showing your love, showing your support. And yeah, every day 11 p.m. PST, 1 p.m. EST, every day over on the Fumble. I'm on there, so your boy's gonna be busy, and that doesn't mean that it's gonna be taking time away from these videos. Oh no. The only reason why I didn't post this week on Thursday was because I was just this team gets under my skin, and I apologize. I let them get to me this week. All right, the Knicks stopped me from posting a video. Okay, I was so fed up and so frustrated. I had no will to record or talk about the Knicks but I'm ready now. I want to talk about Kevin Knox and the Knicks. Not just Kevin Knox. I just want to talk about the Knicks and their lack of attempting to develop our young guys. Kevin Knox right now is the focal point of what the Knicks need, or who the Knicks need to develop long term, because now a lot of fans, and rightfully so, I don't agree, but a lot of fans rightfully so are questioning if Knox is going to be even good long term. Now mind you, I think it's crazy, but at the same time, with the way the Knicks are playing him, with the way the Knicks use him, outside looking in, he looks like he's probably just another garbage player that the Knicks drafted. I don't agree with that sentiment. I believe that we saw the sample size of what we saw a sample size of what Kevin Knox can be. I don't think that Kevin Knox is going to be an all-star-esque player. Maybe within the right system, maybe if all the ducks go in a row and Kevin Knox ends up being a top-tier scorer, cool. I see him more as a solid, one of those guys that can be within your rotation, or a role player, but you know, with more upside to him. I feel like he has a lot of facets to his game that he's learning. I mean, I know we're all so caught up on his jump shot and his shooting and it's not going in, but if you actually watch the games, you see Kevin Knox has been improving on every other part of the ball, of the game. Excuse me. His defense has improved. It's not where we want it to be yet, but it is a lot better than it was last year. And his post defense is something that is very, very underrated. There's so many different facets to Kevin Knox's game that he's already improving. And like he even said in a quote today or yesterday that, you know, he's not really worried about the offense because the offense will come. He's happy and he's good with the progressions he's making overall within his game. And I agree. I mean, like I said, you watch the game, you watch his game, you see the passes he makes now, you see the decisions he's making when he does get the ball. The few times he gets the ball when he's on the court, it is not the same Kevin Knox we saw last year. Last year, he's going to turn it over. It's a jump shot or it's a floater. It's one of those three things. Maybe you get a dunk here or there. That was Kevin Knox in a nutshell. This year, you see Kevin Knox making plays. You see Kevin Knox moving the ball. You see Kevin Knox doing more things. I know I'm making it seem so much more than it really is because it's such a small sample size. Because let's face it, when he's on the court, he does not get the ball. I don't know who's at fault for that. I don't know who to put it on. I know skeptics will say that it's Kevin Knox's fault. And I don't believe that's the case, but say what you will. We are so bad at developing, and we have one of the best development crews in the NBA, and we don't use it. Our G League team, our G League, everything around the G League, the Westchester Knicks, is miles ahead of what's going on with the New York Knicks. That Westchester Knicks squad is doing a great job producing players. I mean, we've had all kinds of players come through and go and get contracts within the last few years. We have guys like Langston Galloway, Nigel Hayes. People were wanting Kenny Wooten, you know, the Warriors especially, and we ended up signing him on the two-way. You know, Iggy B, who's one of our draft picks, is out there playing really well. We've had guys that have gone through there and that are getting results and that are developing through that system. But for whatever reason, we don't use the tools that we have, and I don't understand why not. Now, mind you, I know the season that Kevin Knox had last year, it was up and down, but there were a lot of positives that came from what Kevin Knox did in his rookie season. But at the same time, in a rotation like this where we're overfluxed with forwards and he's just not fitting in his rotations, his confidence is shot, he's 20 years old, all those kinds of things. What you do with your prospect is you get him minutes. And if you're not going to do it in the regular actual game, you find the minutes and put him within the G League. The G League is not a demotion. It's now called the G League, the Gatorade League, but at one time, it was the D League for a reason, development league. And we've seen so many players within the NBA go through the G League, at that time D League, and become solid NBA players for their careers. The Danny Greens of the world, the Seth Currys of the world, the Jonathan Simmons of the world. These are just names that are on the top of my head. There's so many players that have come through. Pascal Siakam. Like, I can go down the entire Raptors roster, and they have tons of guys that are bred from the G League and then got the minutes that they earned. And that is what I feel like, that is where we are with Kevin Knox. Let the kid go and see the ball go in the hoop. Nobody can convince me otherwise that if Kevin Knox is in the G League, there's no one that can tell me, with him playing all the minutes on that team, no one can convince me that he is not going out there and he's averaging 25 plus in the G League. And I also would expect to see his rebounds and a lot of stats that he is sample sized in actual pro play in such small little doses. You would see that expand more so in the G League. The G League would hopefully play him at the 4, which is something the Knicks need to be doing. Kevin Knox is not a perimeter defender. He's gotten better, sure, but he's actually an okay, solid post defender. Mind you, I get it, in today's NBA, not many bigs or 4s are in the paint, but more so not, the 4 is inside out. He's a stretch, but he's inside first, then looking for the 3. I think that is the best place to put Kevin Knox. That is also a mismatch on the defensive end for the other team when we have Kevin Knox, who when he got his mind right and when he plays the game, he is a solid scorer, and that helps us and that expands the floor for us if we put Kevin Knox to the 4. I feel like we are just misusing a player like Kevin Knox. It's just so many factors around the Knicks and development, and Kevin Knox is not the only one. Luckily, Donovan Smith Jr., Dennis Smith Jr. recently got out of his little bubble, but there should have been no reason for him to have his confidence shot the entire season the way it has been, especially him, because he was getting minutes. Fizdale loved him some Dennis Smith Jr., so he was trying to give Dennis Smith Jr. all the opportunities in the world. He didn't do anything with it. Mike Miller, same thing. And luckily now he finally got himself out of that bubble. But the problem is, like, we're not giving these guys a chance to be better. I guarantee you Dennis Smith Jr. gets out of this a lot quicker. Maybe his ego shot, whatever. But he would have gone out of this a lot quicker if he was spending some time, a few games down in the G League, getting his confidence right, seeing that shot go in. That does wonders, especially when you're already tied to the big team, the organization. Like, you're playing for the Westchester Knicks, but you're already tied to the actual New York Knicks. The confidence won't be shot, you know what I'm saying, in a sense where you're not being brought down because you're not being demoted. That's the word I'm looking for. It's just a development tool. That is what the G League is. And I cannot say enough how much I love teams like the New Orleans Pelicans, the Toronto Raptors, and teams like that where they play and they use their tools to develop the players and grow from within. The Toronto Raptors for so many years were stuck because they had a good tandem in Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, but that was it. Nobody else wanted to come to Toronto. There was nothing else to do. Then Masai Ujiri comes in and realizes that that is the state of Toronto. Nobody wants to go and physically sign to go play with Toronto. So what do? I bring in my own guys. I build up my own team to go out there. Now, mind you, Kawhi Leonard was a gift on God from the San Antonio Spurs, so they were able to do that and help them fast course of process or speed course of process, whatever the phrase is. They were able to expand on what they were already building from that team, along with the Kawhi Leonard, to win that championship. And here we are right now, a year after. They are the champions in the NBA right now, and a lot of people can go and watch that team play, and you will not know the majority of the players that are on that court outside of the Serge Ibaka's, Marc Gasol's, and Kyle Lowry's, and now Pascal Siakam's. And I love that so much about the Toronto Raptors, and that's the biggest thing about Masai Ujiri I'm a fan of. I mean, mind you, that pipe dream's long gone, but that doesn't mean that you can't take that blueprint. It's not rocket science, especially with a guy like Leon Rose coming in here who has connections in everywhere around the world. You're not one of the top CAA agents, not one of the top agents in general, without having eyes everywhere, knowing where the next talent is, knowing who the players to pick up are going to be. So now that you are a president with that type of power, we should be using that to do the same thing. The New York Knicks are not the New York Knicks of old. People do not want to come play here because they do not know what they're getting themselves into. I'm sure Julius Randle is the same thing. Julius Randle was so excited to come in here and be the change that he thought that he could be, and he is nothing near that. And now he's depressed and doesn't know what to do with the Knicks. It's just so many things, and it's just so frustrating to see that it's all black and white with what the Knicks need to do to get them at least start climbing out of these kind of holes, but we refuse to do it. Maybe it's because we don't have a solidified front office yet, because of Leon Rose is not officially signed and not officially our president yet. We know it's going to happen, so maybe those kind of things are slowing the process or whatever. I can't even tell anymore if this is a Mike Miller issue or if this is still James Dolan and those boys upstairs telling them what to do. I can't even tell anymore. The line is so blurred at this point. I don't know who to blame with these rotations. I needed to get that out. I needed to get it out because it's so frustrating. So basically my point is we need to embrace the tool that is the G League. Kevin Knox, who started off this year hot, he looked good. We were expecting him to be a great piece off the bench, and then just when minutes kept going down, even while he was playing good, confidence was shot. You can say whatever you want to say. This is the age of the NBA right now. He's 20 years old. He's still a kid. Those are the kind of things. I know a lot of you guys might not like it. That's the way it is. You don't complain about it and berate the kid for being that way. You mold him into a tougher player. There's tons of kids that came into this league one way, and now in their careers they are way better, way stronger within the league. That's just the way it is. It's not about berating and taking, talking all the talk that you want to talk behind your keyboard on Twitter. It's about the team going out there and developing and turning them into stronger players. Okay, and that is what I want to see from these guys. I mean, Kevin Knox has kept his head up. He's doing a great job. All these guys, Alonzo Trier, all of these dudes, my boy Frank Ntilikina has been mishandled the most of anybody ever wearing a Knicks jersey within the last 5 years. And he still goes out there, and when his number is called, he goes out there and does everything he can. And that is what you want to see. But I just don't understand why we don't utilize the G League the way that these other teams do. I don't understand it. So it's like we're the only team. I don't understand why that does not utilize any kind of source of development or any source of any tools to develop our players. Hopefully that changes. I don't know, but what do you guys think in the comments below? Am I tripping? Am I seeing too much? Am I putting too much hope in my second-year player who's 6'8" and has ton of NBA left in him? Am I being too crazy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And briefly with the Carmelo Anthony thing, obviously no hiding it. I'm a Melo fan. I would love to see the Knicks go and pursue that. I hope that's not our number one option, but I have no problem bringing in Carmelo Anthony. Again, thinking from somebody who is rooting for a smart organization, bringing in Carmelo Anthony could be good for the younger guys, for the RJ Barretts. Just imagine Carmelo Anthony being there for a season with RJ Barrett. Like Carmelo Anthony with RJ, like forget on the court, just to RJ Barrett to have Carmelo Anthony's number on speed dial, or not even that, just to be in the same locker room like those are the kind of things. Kevin Knox, like those are the kind of guys we already seen the few times that we played Carmelo Anthony this year. He's had some extra words for Kevin Knox, and you can tell that he sees something in the kid too. So it's just like, imagine having that within our locker room. So that is the reason why I'm for it. Now on the court stuff, sure, we could talk about that back and forth. It's not going to work, whatever, doesn't make sense, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna leave that to you guys in the comments below. But to me personally, for the locker room, for the development, because I guess I'm the only one out here that cares about the development of our team. I mean, outside of other fans, I'm not calling you guys, that was more of a shot at the Knicks organization. But developing and helping these guys turn into the players that we think that they can be, that would be huge for them. That would be huge. I think it'd be great. And also too, I think if Carmelo Anthony is one of the first to buy in on Leon Rose and buy in on the new stage of the Knicks, that might also help us retain some other guys that want to come and play for the Knicks. I think that would be a good step, especially going through with everything we went through with Carmelo Anthony initially. That could be a step that helps us that way too. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I've said way more than I wanted to say in this video. You don't understand how upsetting this is for me. Development should not be this difficult. I mean, Nick Nurse said it perfectly. The only way these guys are going to get any kind of, experience or get any better is by getting minutes. And whether that is on in the NBA level or whether it is in G League level, they need to get on the court to get the time, get the experience, and turn into players that we think they're going to be. I'm done talking. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below about Kevin Knox, Carmelo Anthony, Leon Rose, whatever it may be. Shout out to you guys. As always, I appreciate all of you guys' support in the comments. I appreciate all your support on the last video, that LaMelo Ball video. Appreciate all your support over on the Fumble. Much love, everybody. I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's been your boy CK. Let's get it. See y'all later. Peace. Knicks.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes.